You're listening to the Lady Audio Radio Show. Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Vintage Hot Sounds.
Hi everyone! Joining us this week are Zaiko Webs, a dubbing engineer and jingle creator, and our second guest is Aleida Murill. Aleida is a singer and co-collaborator with Zaiko. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Hi, Clara.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for having us in the legendary Lady Audio podcast.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to thank you both so much for my new introduction jingle. I absolutely love it. And I love the way it's composed, the way it's EQ'd, your choices of effects. You know, I love delay and just funky effects, and it's super catchy, and it's really cool too. So, obviously my first question is going to be about the jingle, Zaiko. So what were the steps you took to create it? Did you do further research on the Lady Audio website before creating it?
Well, of course, I started reading and listening to all the podcasts and trying to, figure out what's your thing. And also, in the pre-interview, you mentioned that you would like if we could create a trip hop type jingle. And first of all, let me just explain. This jingle service is a thing that we have going on, so we can finance our next project, which is a musical project, a band, post-trip hop band that a thing that we have going on for only a couple of months, even if you can't believe that. And so since we are on the trip hop scene, we decided that we would use our type and our style of music for we have about 7 songs right now. And each song has this special signature. So we decided that this time we would use that type of music for the intro. And
Excellent.
so, I can mainly explain what is my creative process. It's something that I have in my head and only I can understand. But after imagining what we can create, first off, I started off with the drums. It's not always the same thing. Sometimes if I have a tune in my head, I start with that, be it a piano or whatever. And then I would go with the drums. In this case, I started off with the drums. I thought of something that would go and suit the Lady Audio podcast. And after that, I always or almost always start with the bass, since I used to be a bass player in a band about 15 years ago. And so I am like very aware of the bass, even though there can be a lot of generic types of basses. My types of basses is with a lot of rhythm. It's mainly following the drums. That's how it's supposed to be, but sometimes it's not how everybody does it. Well, in my case, since I used to be a bass player, I obviously pay attention to that part. And after that, I thought of a tune, a melody, something that would go with the style, and in this case, we mainly use three elements in the music and the songs, which are piano, bass, and sax.
Sax.
So
Okay, okay. So that's that sound. I really loved that. Thank you for
Mhm.
adding that in. I think it really adds a nice, well, for me, it feels more polished. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It feels like more of a finished product with that. It's kind of like you have a garage band and then you have
Mhm.
Duran Duran, and Duran Duran is like more of a, a polished piece of music, and I think that choice right there was that choice for that instrument was a really good one.
yeah. Well, first off, we started as a different type of band. Actually, it was more of a DJ featuring a vocalist type of band. But actually, it was a trap uh, project, which is right now pretty hot in the music scene. But after creating a song, which will be out next year, probably about May, which is titled Whoa. After making that song, which includes the sax and the piano and the bass, we decided that that's the type of music that we should start making.
Hmm.
And so we scratched the trap project and mainly focused on creating more of a trip hop type music. Uh, we just find ourselves as post trip hop since I learned that it's pretty annoying when you define yourself as like 15 types of some subgenre.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of confuse everybody. So we just stick to post trip hop.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that's
so,
good.
yeah, that the elements that I mentioned are the ones that are in almost all the songs. So after, actually, the sax was the last thing that I added to the jingle.
Hmm.
But as you said, it sounds like a finished product. That's the instrument that was needed in
Hmm.
order to define as a vintage high sound song.
I see. That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then, what did you use to record it? Did you use which DAW and any synth sounds or instruments? What did you use?
Well, my secret lays on only Pro Tools and Waves plugins.
Okay.
Not that I am a diehard fan, but I am a certified operator, a music operator for Avid and Pro Tools. And it cost me a lot. And I'm not talking about money. I'm also talking about effort, time, and all. And so one day I decided that I will only use Pro Tools at first to create everything.
Hmm.
I have a little MIDI controller, an M Audio 25 keys
Okay, cool.
controller that I use to play all the instruments. Uh, I am revealing my secret, and the truth is that I don't use live instruments. Not that I don't want to, but I have experience on being on a band, and it's not a bad experience, but I learned that I can work alone much better. So, so in order to not use any other members, I decided to do everything, and I use only virtual instruments.
Cool.
Uh, I use the Expand plugin, the virtual instrument plugin, and it's not the best, but it has pretty cool sounds. And with a little bit of this and that, you can achieve cool instrument sounds. And to be honest, instead of using a type of setting for each song, I tend to use the same, mainly to cause that effect, that familiar sound that if you listen to some song, you automatically know that it's a vintage high sound song.
I see.
Yeah, so you will notice that almost all of the songs which contain sax will have the same type of sax, the same type of delay, or even EQ. So yeah, it's a decision that I took after creating the third song when I wasn't that happy with the result, and after adding the sax, it was like perfect. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you go through these same production processes if you were to do something like this, or when you do something like this for other clients? Do you do anything differently for each client depending on their needs? Or what might be different if you were doing this, say, for someone who wants a jingle for their podcast, which is about cars or for automobiles? How would you approach that to be different?
Well, first off, let me explain the type of jingles that we are creating are urban type of songs or music, urban style, be it trap, trip hop, hip hop, rap, grime. Uh, why? Because mainly there are a lot of competition out there. Almost all songwriters once in their lifetime works as jingle artists. So why should we do the same? And so we decided that we are going to offer a different type of jingle. Uh, Imagine a Nike commercial, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
That type of commercials, like extreme sports or whatever. So if it were a automobile podcast, well, of course, I'm gonna think of including some car engine effects and something alike.
Mm-hmm.
But the same as with the Lady Audio blog, I will investigate. I will try to know the person, what type of thing is that they like, or the scene that they follow and all.
Mm-hmm.
And well, like I said, I do this magic formula in my head, and then I decide what song I'm going to make. And then I tend to just let it flow. Uh,
Okay.
I sometimes wake up with a lot of inspiration. I sometimes don't. So, well, it all depends on the day. So, but yeah, I will tend to do the same thing with the jingle, investigating the client, what they like and all. And there are a few examples on the website that we are already promoting as a jingle service.
Mm-hmm.
Those examples will be from 30 to a minute and a half. So people can know what our styles, what type of songs we can make. And also we will be thinking of different styles and putting it up, not sticking in the same type of beat and all. We will try to experiment with different types of music, including I think Latin would be a good add-on to some of the types of jingles that we can create.
Cool, cool. And then now changing subjects a little bit. And my audience is probably used to that by now because I jump around from subject to subject. But I would like to talk a little bit about your history, Zaiko, and how did you get started as a dubbing engineer? The story you told me in the pre-interview was really cool, and I'd like to I just would like for you to tell that story again for the audience, if you would.
Okay, well, first of all, let me explain what dubbing is. and what is the dubbing industry. And just like in the pre-interview, the example I will give is with Dragon Ball. For example, that is a Japanese anime that obviously is on Japanese. And when they brought that series to the States, they dubbed to English that cartoon in order to for the US audience to understand, or every English speaking country to understand. So I will understand if nobody knows what dubbing is, because on the States it's not that popular. But in Latin America, 95% of the things become dubbed. And so that is when I became a dubbing engineer, where I studied a few years on a college, a music college, where I learned how to use Pro Tools, Reason, and alike. And after some years, I decided that I wanted to work on the radio to be an announcer. And so I took a 1 year course in order to have my license to work on the radio. And after that, I didn't know what to do, where to work. And someone told me that there was this dubbing studio near my house that I should check it out. And when I went there, the the boss, the owner told me that he knew that I knew how to work on Pro Tools, how to operate. And so if I were to work there for a few months, then I would obviously learn how to dub, how to be a voice actor. And so I accepted. And for some years, I put the voice acting aside and only mainly focused on being an engineer. Since I loved the technical part, it was pretty fun and exciting. And I met a lot of famous voice actors that I knew from cartoons from my childhood. So
That's
it was,
cool.
yeah, it was pretty fun. And imagine a bunch of different characters from different cartoons dissing each other, telling each other names and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with their iconic voice. So that was pretty fun. Yeah,
That's cool.
so I decided to be only an engineer for some years. And after a bit of a while, I wanted to be a voice actor again. And that's when I became a producer. I started directing a lot of cartoons and series. One of them is Mr. Bean, the animated series, which is my main project. I call it my baby because I did almost everything, or actually everything. I translated the script, I adapted the script, I recorded it, I decided the talent, I edited, I mixed, and everything. So
Wow.
also acted on the series. So that was pretty fun for me. That's a thing that I'm pretty proud of. Uh, so yeah, that's what I mainly do on the dubbing industry.
That's cool. That's cool. And then you're also a composer. What are some of the compositions that you've worked on or collaborated with
Well, first
besides
off,
Mr. Bean?
yeah, first off, I was in a band 15 years ago. Right now, I'm 30, so I was 15, and I was 3 years on this band. We created a lot of songs. I started off with that phase where every song was a cover song, and then started creating our own songs. And first off, most of the songs that were made, or a lot of the songs that were made, were from my side, be it the instrumental part or the lyrics. Uh, well, first off, let me just explain that I was born in New York, and after many years, I moved to Mexico City. to learn a lot of things. So at first, in my part of living in New York, I learned a lot how to write poetry and how to write songs. I was in theater and all. I was lucky to be in a school that they loved the artistic part. And so I was pretty good at creating a lot of lyrics and a lot of instrumental parts. So at the band, I started off by writing a lot of songs. And after 3 years, I left the band mainly because even though we are pretty close friends and all, but I sensed a type of creative difference with some of the members, and I felt like I was limited. So I decided to start doing my own things. And so, first off, I created a lot of those songs of that band called Amnesia.
Okay.
They don't exist anymore, mainly because the members are right now the full time members of a legendary Mexican rock band called Kenny y los Eléctricos. So obviously they are way better there.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's the part that where I was in a musical project. And after that, I worked for some years on the radio, mainly on internet radio. And on that, I did a lot of things, a lot of productions. Um, Probably I can find some and show some of my work. But yeah, it's mainly on radio what I worked on. I aim to one day work on a film or a TV series or something like that. That would be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I can definitely see you working in that field, especially because you already have experience in that field. So, yeah, for sure. And then, how did you get started working with Aleida?
Well, about a year ago, or almost 2 years from now, most of my team members of the that studio, that is the place where I work. They all suddenly ditched us, and yeah, it was something that nobody could believe. I was about to go my own way to start working on different studios and all, but I was lucky enough to not move out. And when everybody ditched, they gave me the chance to become a manager. So after that, we started doing different things like uh, giving courses, dubbing courses, so we can train new actors to become voice actors. And on one of those courses, Leida was a student. And so after each course, I usually give every student a chance to be on something, production. In this case, it was Mr. Bean, the animated series. And so after having all the students go and act their part, Aleida was by far the best rookie that I witnessed. And so something told me that I should hire her for working with me at the studio. And after that, she became the talent and production coordinator. And so after a year of working there, I started to notice all of her skills, and one of them is singing. And so that's when I decided that I should give it a shot and start producing music after about 10 years of not creating anything. And so my creation was like a fine wine on my head. After 10 years of being there, instead of being a waste, everything that came out was special. So that's when I decided that we should do something with that, with those skills. And
Definitely.
yeah,
Aleida, I have to tell you, Aleida, you have a very, very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you so much for contributing to the Lady Audio
No, it's a
jingle.
pleasure. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure for us.
thank you. Yeah. And so I'd like to ask you a little bit about your history in the music industry. What got you
Yeah.
started?
Well, I have 14 years on a theater stage. I mean, I'm an actress, but right now, I'm a voice talent. I mean, I work with Zaiko in that. So sometimes my characters sing the most of the time, and I need to sing. I have singing all my life for hobby and for my career acting, right? So right now I'm working with Alex in this project. I'm very happy because I really think that we are making something cool, something to be ourselves, and and I don't know. It's actually it's my first one project like in a band or in a music project because I mean, I upload videos to YouTube, but not like a professional, you know. And right now, it's a opportunity, an opportunity for me, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And what are your plans going forward? Do you plan to continue as a vocal artist or are you attracted to anything else in audio technology like recording or audio editing or doing more production?
Yeah, well, I like to do a lot of things, so I wanna keep singing, and I want to act for the rest of my life. So right now, I just want to do all that things, and if I can do all these things together, like a voice talent and a singer in a band, for me it's excellent. For me, it's great, and I don't know. I will keep doing this, uh, and I really believe in our project because it I think it's a good material, and I don't know. Maybe sometime do I will do my first samples or that kind of things. You know. Right
Yeah.
now, Alex is the good one making this, and I like so much that. But maybe sometimes because I will need that, I will do it. I don't know
Yeah.
if you understand me.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
And then for the name of the business, will you let the audience know what the name of the jingle business is again?
yeah. Well, it's called Vintage High Sounds, and basically, this jingle service is a way of financing the musical project named the same way, Vintage High Sounds. We decided that we're not going to change the name for this service. So it's the same thing. And we are not releasing any song right now, mainly because we are trying the new artist model, which are a lot of things, but it's basically that us new artists, new independent artists, don't have to invest that much on recording or distributing music or creating our project like it used to. Years back, it used to cost millions of bucks to create a state of an art artist. So right now, it's not the same, and we are creating our story, and that story begins next year on January. And so, in order for us to finance that project, we are creating this service, this jingle service. And just like your intro, the one that we just made, that is a way of us showing the world what we're made of. So that's like a sneak preview to everything, because we are not, like we said, not releasing anything until about 6 months from now. And this is a way of everybody just beginning to know what is vintage high sounds. And well, we have this small surprise for you. And it is that the jingle that you just heard for your blog is not only a jingle, but it's also a teaser song for our full song titled Lady Audio.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
No way.
so
No way. Okay, so it's not just okay, so you actually built an entire song around that?
On the console, gain up the volume, balance for the perfect stereo frequencies. Take your mind, equalize, check your levels and stand by. Prepare to start the show. This is Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Lady
Vintage hot sounds.
Don't forget effects for your voice. Repair, delay, or your method of choice. But at least suppress the noise. Freak the music can begin with the audience within. Keep the quality of the show. This is Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Lady Audio. Lady
yeah, the jingle is a almost 40-second song, and the full song is 2 minutes with 45 seconds. And we decided that we are not going to be those type of persons that talk about something, like, for example, the band, and be like, yeah, but we can't show anything. So just wait or imagine. So in order for us not to break our plan that is beginning next year, we decided that this jingle would become a full song, and it will be a way of saying we do not exist yet, but we are here.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a world premiere, and you have the exclusive for the first song ever of Vintage High Sound.
Wow. Okay, cool. Thank you. And I'm sure the audience will appreciate that they're hearing this for the first time and your actual story hasn't even started yet until January. So this is a really special thing, and yeah, I really appreciate that. I can't wait to hear the full version. God, this is gonna be really cool.
Yeah, and you should take a look at the lyrics. They have a lot of sense, and well, they make a lot of sense. They have everything to do with audio. And to be honest, I was inspired by your intro that you have right now.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
Well, yeah, I took the idea of kind of like, like describing the actions of editing and a lot of technical, like jargon and stuff. So, yeah, the lyrics are pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that. I wasn't expecting that to be so cool. And just so everybody knows, this song has a 3-week production only. So imagine the songs that will have from 6 months to a year of production. So that's
Okay.
a way of creating some hype on our songs.
Right. So you're not just slamming something together and putting it out there. You're actually taking the time and making something of value and something of quality. And it definitely shows just in the 3 weeks that you spent on the jingle. I mean, I can't even imagine, what it's going to sound like, because I know that a lot of the older records that I listen to that I love so much, a lot of them took a year to a couple of years to create. So, and that goes from the writing of the material, the recording of the material, the mixing of the material, and everything. So I can completely understand why it would take longer to get something together and put something out there that's actually of quality, and not just something that I'm going to write this real quick, I'm going to put it up.
Yeah, exactly. And well, I think that because right now I am 30 years old and not 20, I've learned a lot of lessons on my years. So I think that because of that, I am waiting instead of just like you said, writing whatever and just releasing it. For example, the first song that we made, it has a full production and it's the trap style song. Imagine that we release that and then I create the second song, which is the one that I said inspired us to create a different type of music. If we would have released the first song, I would have regret everything. And
Right.
if you wait, that's when you can think everything well and not rush everything. And like you said, it takes about a year or more to create something. And one of the things that I've learned on the new artist model is that you shouldn't rely on albums anymore like everybody used to. Why? Because unless you're a Radiohead or Red Hot Chili Peppers, nobody's gonna wait that much for you to release something. So we are planning on releasing something monthly basis, be it a song or a video, a remix, a cover song, whatever. But we want to remain active all that time for a year or so. And after that, we will release an album containing the songs that we've released during the year, plus other songs and other things. But after that, we will think on performing live, meaning that we will not perform next year at all. Not because we can, but mainly because that is how we want it to be. We want to also create that type of hype of witnessing vintage high sounds live for the first time after a year of promotion. So we have it all planned out, and right now, after receiving this invitation for the show, instead of wasting that opportunity, we decided to do this song, the Lady Audio song, so that people could at least know what we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it would have been enough just to have the jingle as an example, but to create a whole song, I think that really shows your effort into putting in the work and the endurance needed for a long-term project like that. So I definitely wish you all the best and all the best of luck with that. And I look forward to the future releases, and I'll definitely be in touch with you. And if other people wanted to keep in touch with you, you do have a new website up, and it's running now for composing jingles. And we had spoken briefly before about offering something special for Lady Audio podcast listeners. And so I wanted to ask what you decided the special offer was going to be.
Okay, first of all, the website that we are right now promoting is vhsmusic.band. And it's the same website that we will have for our band. We will not change anything. So right now it's the same. And we have some fees for the type of jingle that we can offer. First off, we have a 30 to 45, second jingle of a not exclusive song, meaning that I might or might not use pre-recorded music from my personal library. Right now, or usually, the price will be of 150 US dollars. But right now, since we are launching this service, it is currently at $100. And for everybody that mentions that they listen to the Lady Audio podcast, they will receive a 20% discount, additional discount. And we have a second type of service, which is a 30 to 45-second exclusive song, meaning that everything will be written from scratch, be it the music, lyrics, whatever. And also, all the instruments are going to be live. On the first option, the music may be live or may be something created on Pro Tools. But the second option, everything will be 100% live. The drums, violins, piano, any instrument that may be required. This usually will cost $500, including the mixing and the mastering of that jingle. But right now, as a launch price, it will be of 350 US dollars. And the same with all the listeners that mentioned that they come from the Lady Audio podcast, they will receive a 20% additional discount.
Nice. Nice. That's excellent. Yeah, thank you so much for doing the math on that, because it's enough for me to think about just what I'm doing here with this podcast. So I'm glad you were able to figure out how you wanted to set up the specials and everything. And I think that's an excellent deal. And then how long is the launch going to go on for, that people can expect to get the special price?
Well, at least it's going to be for the first 4 months.
Okay.
But depending, we probably could extend it to 6 months or so. But it all depends on how the service goes on and all. But yeah, at least going to be 4 months.
Great, great. And Aleida is going to be helping out with that project too. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is going to be the vocalist on the jingle service and on the band. So if the audience likes what they hear on this song, and they want to hear a bit more, either they wait till January next year, or they can they can buy a jingle. So yeah, that's a way to listen to our songs and our type of music.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So if you want to hear more from Zaiko and Aleida, then go ahead and go to vhsmusic.band and buy a jingle, mention Lady Audio, and you'll get 20% off. And you'll get to hear her beautiful, beautiful voice and a wonderful production quality that Zaiko has.